Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Valaverse Action Force Eclipse. This was the one that I wanted to open and review first. I was hoping when I put the poll out there that this one would win, but unfortunately it's not. So I've had to wait on this one. Oh well, what can you do? It's still going to get open. So if you are interested, I did already do the Pandora and the kill switch. Now you're probably going to have to heat this figure up. Don't try and be He-Man. I'm not going to ever force my figures. I will look at it and I will tell you whether or not I think it needs to be warmed up or not. But if you want to be on the safe side, just go ahead and warm it up. And before I say anything else on that, it's not that big of a deal. There's a lot of companies that tell you to warm your figures up. I use hot tap water, just hot tap water, not boiling water. And then you can loosen them up. And I don't care if it's Hasbro, Valaverse, Super 7, NECA. There's a lot of figures that need to be done. So anyway, before we start, take a second, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Action Force video. And I always pick up all the main line. I didn't pick up the Bloody Pandora. I haven't picked up any of the special edition. I don't pick up the Troopers because I just don't think they're priced right. I'm not going to get into it. You can see other videos. So anyway, let's take a quick look at this. So it's using less plastic, and what I mean by that is there used to be like a cover over this on the inside, and then a shield, like a plastic shield. It's not taken off. I think for inbox collectors, it's going to look better. You can see the figure a little bit better. Here you're going to see everything. She does come with an alternate head, and I like the fact that this is a different style head. We haven't seen anything like this yet in the line. You can see the magazines, weapons she comes with. You have your Action Force logo, Eclipse. On the side, like I mentioned before, I do like the artwork. This artwork, even though I mentioned I like it, it is kind of kiddish. Kind of like the CoverGirl artwork that we saw with G.I. Joe and a few of the other stuff. But it doesn't look bad. I think it fits in with the rest of the line if you're looking at it. And on the back, no more cross-sell. Just have the 4 figures in the wave. And then we have the file card, where if you don't know anything about the figure, it's going to tell you everything. Same thing that we used to do as a kid with G.I. Joe, and this is what that brand needs to go to. So, let's stop looking at me, because you guys have looked at me more than enough. Let's take a look at this figure, because I want to get it open. I want to see what it's like. I eventually want to get this thing in my display and decide how I'm going to show them off. Alright, so for like the other two, I will show you here really quick because it's different, and if you don't watch all the videos, you won't know. But as I mentioned, the shield is no longer on this. This is how the figure sets, and it has these tie wraps. I absolutely hate these ties, and there's a lot of tape. It's a pain to get it out. I wish he would just go about where we could just kind of pop it out. It's not the worst thing in the world. It just bothers me. There's easier ways. And now the stand is taped. And that's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know why it had to be taped and not just sat in there before. But you got to pull the whole cardboard out. So we'll just be showing you this stand. And if you don't know, here's the Action Force stand. Alright, it says Action Force. It's got 4 pegs on it. It looks really nice. It also has a slit for the file card. This is really good if you're just going to be standing your figures in a static pose. But I don't like these stands because the footprint that it leaves is too big. It's really thick. So if you have them in a dynamic pose, like they're running or something, this thing's just going to stand out in your display. So I don't really care for it. I don't really care for stands in general. All right, so I'm going to pop this thing out. I'll quickly determine whether or not I need to throw her in a warm bath or not, and then we'll come back. All right, I have her out now. It's Eclipse. We'll quickly take a look at everything that she comes with. So we're going to get the 2 thumb wrestling hands, the 2 cupped hands for holding a rifle, and then the 2 fist hands. She comes with the knife that we've seen numerous times. It's got 1 paint app to it, so it's black, along with the silver. I think it looks really nice. 3 different magazines for the rifle. So here's a rifle. We've seen this rifle also. Again, two paint apps. It goes with her color scheme. I think it's kind of cool, but again, it's one of those weird things. There's certain things that he talks about keeping it like real military. I don't think the military lines up their weapons to go with their outfits, but I don't have a problem with it. But it's like, it's one thing is said, and then another thing is kind of done. And here is the pistol, and it looks futuristic. I like the way it looks. I believe Bees Battleground absolutely hates that that pistol. He mentions it every single time, I believe. If you haven't checked out Bees Battleground, you need to go do it. He does a really good job with his review. So here's the scarf, schmuck, whatever it's called, and here is her head. So that's to go on the head like that. Here's the other head. Now, I like this. I mean, I could see myself seriously buying a second one just because I think this head looks really awesome. I like the way it looks. Nice paint apps. The eyes look good. Their figures, they always seem to be a little bit glossy, but the texture of this looks really nice. I'm really impressed with this. I really do like that. So, I'm going to push all this to the side. And now we're going to quickly take a look. I didn't heat her up. I didn't even move her. We're going to see if I need to stop it, I'll stop it. So, quickly here. Take a look at her face here. And the one thing that I really complained about this, going back to Series 1, is the face sculpt seemed very glossy. And I don't really care for it that much. This one here, I don't know. I think it looks better. I thought I liked it more in the package. Kind of looking at it now, I'm not all that impressed with it. I'm more impressed with this, so maybe she will have this head. The hair looks really good. Okay, so I thought, when I opened it up, I saw this. I thought that was a paint issue, but that's like a barrette holding a braid, so that looks really good. I mean, that is some nice attention to detail. You got this hair, and then you put this braid in it, and then it's got a little clip there that matches her clothes. Nothing says female like matching her clothes. So we'll go with the T-pose here. I kind of feel tight. I mentioned this before, and I'll show it off again here. I'm probably going to heat this figure up. She already feels really tight here. So, but the one thing that I do like is that, maybe it's just the females, I hope he gets rid of it on the males, is the overhang here doesn't prevent it from going into a T-pose. And I'll show you here on the Steel Brigade. You see that overhang right here? Well, that prevents him from going in a full T-pose, and it drives me absolutely nuts. And I know people have told me to get off it, but hey, it's a huge problem of mine. So, double elbow bend, completely pinless here. There's no issues there. The hips, there's the Jean-Claude Van Damme. I tell you what, these ladies feel loose. Both the two that I have over there, I feel like they keep lowering, and it worries me. I feel like there's going to be an issue down the line. Look how it just drops down. Like, I don't remember any other figures really doing that. I'm not saying none do, but these females, and they're using all the same ways, they keep doing it. And I don't know, it's very worrisome to me. So here we have thigh cut. These legs are the same. All the legs on all the females look to be the same. I think that's why there's been a bunch of breakages in the ankles. And the other thing that I mentioned before is these figures feel way more like Series 1 than the Special Deployment Series. And that's what I was hoping for. So, 2 ankles. See how it constantly just falls down? I don't remember having any issues with any other one doing that. So here I'm worried because we've seen these breaking. So again, if I feel like it's going to break, all right, so one, it moved pretty easily. And I am in Michigan. It's not like I'm in Arizona and it's hot. All right, here's the other one. No issues there. It actually feels pretty good. And what people have kind of noticed when it's broken, it looks like there's like air bubbles in it. But it does fear me. It does fear me. It does worry me that we might have some issues down the line if we have some that don't break. So we'll take a look at her. See if I can get the elbow up here without heating it up. As I mentioned before, you can clearly hear the ratcheting. All right. So we'll take a look at her articulation, and then we'll see if we can pull her hands off without any problem. So we looked at the face. I think the face looks okay. Out of the package, it doesn't look as good as I thought. So I'm kind of disappointed on that. The paint apps all look really good. I love the buckles. And then you have the straps to go over it. There's obviously some wear and tear on it. I do like that in there. This is for the magazines, so she can carry the 2 extra magazines. Now, it's kind of bulky, as you might imagine, especially on the female figure. You do have the Action Force symbol that's kind of like, it almost looks like a heart that's kind of over her breasts. I'm not a big fan. I don't understand. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, these are the same vests here. Why one is in the middle, one is over on this side? You would think they would be uniformed. Unfortunately, it's not. But it's a minor detail, but it is something you kind of look at. You have nice blue. So the paints always look good. I'll take the vest off in a second. But I think the vest looks really nice. Again, you can see the buckles. Here's the extra magazines for the pistol. I actually never even noticed that on the men. Oh, because the men don't have it. So that's actually added. So that's actually pretty cool. So I never noticed, and I didn't notice because it's not there. So they did put nice little magazines here. The knee pads, they seem to have more wear on some of the pictures. Then you have the boots here, where you got some nice little apps. And this was pointed out that the guards are kind of like inward on all of them, and I don't know why. It reminds me, and I mentioned this in every single video so far, the original classified figures that had the shin guards that went inside. But the difference with those compared to this is that actually obstructed your ankles. Not my ankles, the figure's ankles. So here's the back. I like how this looks like a spine. Here's where her knife's going to go. Again, the exact same vest as Kill Switch there, though I like the design on this one here. Just the apps look really good. And then, you know, when you're looking at her buttocks, she's got some nice little pockets on it. Everything looks really, really nice. So here we go. This just unclasps like this. It's got small little mushroom heads, and it comes off really easily, but it also goes back on, which is a big improvement. Hopefully he can do this with the men to make that change there. All right, so now we are going to try and pull off this hand. What hand should we do? We'll do this hand. So let's pull off this hand here. And it's a struggle. So I'm going to say this. Before you try and pull off any hands, heat it up. So I'm going to go heat this up really quick to pop off this hand just so you can see. So I'll be right back here. Okay, I'm back here. I actually just used a blow dryer because all I was going to do is the hands. Now, hand pops off nice and easy. Again, I usually do the hot water because it completely soaks through the figure. But because I was only going to do just the arm, I just hit it with the blow dryer really quick. Though I do think on the Steel Brigade, I'm going to completely just soak her in water and show the difference and kind of reference back to go look at the other videos, because I think then you can see what it's like. And I can show you kind of the difference of how easy it is to move a figure after you soak them in hot water. So let's pop her head off here. I want to see how she looks with this on it. So a little hard to get on. Might have to heat this up too. That's a lot of fun. So these things aren't going the way I had anticipated. I've never really had... Alright, so we're going to go heat the head up because I'm probably going to break this thing if I don't. This is a lot of fun, guys, isn't it? Alright, guys. So I hit it with the blow dryer. Didn't help. I had to use hot water. That was the only way that I was going to get this thing to go on. And it was still kind of a struggle here. I didn't want to look at something that I saw pointed out. So someone pointed out that the color of the skin tones are different. And so let me throw her head back on here. I didn't really notice. I kind of forgot about it till I was taking it off. I guess it's slightly different. Really not that big of a deal. So I'm not going to concern myself with that. But as you can see, it's a slightly different tone. Again, not enough that it's going to concern me here. So, put her head back on. It's almost like I took it off and it cooled down. Oh, so there she is. So you pretty much, it's cooled down, so I'm not getting it back on right now. Once it cools down, it clearly doesn't want to fit back on there. So that's really disappointing. Alright, so there we go. That's how she looks with this. I guess we're going to be popping it off. I can't turn her head without it coming off, so we won't be using that. Let's throw this on here. I think maybe she's going to look a little bit better. I bet any money the reason why the Action Force was put there was because this is meant to go over it. So this way you can still see the Action Force logo. If it was here, you wouldn't be able to see it. I know, this video is running kind of long, guys. I do apologize. So let's arm her. So we have her sidearm. And again, this thing is going to be really big. Now, I know one of the things that he talked about was not making smaller weapons to just fit in the female's hands. I understand that. But when you give a smaller female a gun that looks big, well, it looks just that. It looks just big. Now, looking through the lens here, it doesn't look that big through the camera, but in person, it just looks a little too big, in my personal opinion. So it'll be on her side there. Got her knife. I don't like how this hangs off. It's just too big. It's too big on the men too, in my opinion. I understand it's real world, but because everything is hard, it just kind of sticks out. And I go, people may say, hey, you know, you're nitpicking. I'm just doing a review. That's it. My opinion. It doesn't have to be your opinion. It's just knowing this is the honest opinion that I have. These fit in here really nice. They seem to fit in easier than kill switches did for some reason. Alright, so now throw this in her hand. And I think this is where it really comes apparent that when you give the smaller females a larger gun, it really sticks out. Well, kill switch has a smaller weapon, and it seems to fit better because she's obviously a female, and it's made to be smaller. So here we go. Quick look at it. Again, I really didn't have to heat anything up other than to get the wrist off. That's kind of understandable. Oh, and the head. Can't leave out the head. So I guess now with the schmuck, is that what it is called? There, it kind of obstructs using this hand. So I'm going to have to really figure out how I want to display these figures. That's a little disappointing, but hey, you know what? What can you do? It's made so we can take it off. So, all right, let's wrap it up. I think you've heard and seen more than enough of Eclipse here. All right, so that's my review of Series 3 Eclipse. Not a bad figure. I think her face kind of looks like a rat, to be honest. I thought the production pictures looked way better. They do look like her. It's not like they're different. I think it's just the angle of it and everything. So, decent figure. I didn't think that we needed to have a full wave of women. I never really thought, hey, well, you know what my G.I. Joe need? More women figures. I just want good-looking figures. They could have put one in each wave. It really wouldn't have mattered to me. So, but the hype has been created. The hype is real. But yeah, she got this alternate head, which I do like. But again, I'm gonna have to heat it up to get it on there. I got all the hands, which will go in the base of a Vala hands. I'm gonna see how long it takes me to fill that up. But yeah, so now I gotta do some production shots. Not production shots. Some shots for the thumbnail. You know, and all that other good stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. If you're interested, take a look at the figure. Watch my other reviews. Again, she's a good figure. I didn't take the body off. If you want to see what the body looks like, check out my kill switch video. You'll see everything there. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. If you like the content, take a second. Follow me on the social medias. Instagram, Twitter, A Punk With Toys. The Facebook group, which I'll drop a link in below that will link to this video. Punks With Toys on Facebook. And again, I'll say it. Hey, if you like the content, take a second. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Always hit the like button. There's no reason not to hit the like button. If you like the content creators content, you gotta hit the like button. Tells YouTube people want this. And then hit the bell notification. So I'm gonna get out of here. Have a wonderful day. Go out. Do some toy hunting, but don't do it right now. Take a second and watch this video. You know what? Eclipse. I'm not Eclipse. I just did Eclipse. Why did I tell you to watch Eclipse? You already watched it. Watch Kill Switch right here. And up here, this is all the other Valaverse reviews that I've done. You might want to check those out.